The Center for Disease Control estimates that the number of athletes participating in college sports is around 35 million. In a 5-year period from 2009 to 2013, the CDC estimates about 1.5 million significant injuries. That means any injury which an athlete is out for more than a week and a half or requires surgery. However, this number could be higher because of unreported injuries that athletes do not disclose to their coaches.
I'm Kristen Collins. I'm a junior. I play softball, and I'm a dual major of business economics and communications.
Hi, my name is Riley Workman. I'm a senior at Brockport. I'm a baseball player.
Hi, I'm Alexa Pfeiffer. I'm a senior and I play women's ice hockey.
My name is Sabrina Perry. I'm a senior here and I play soccer.
My name is Sean Nolan. I'm a junior. I am a sport management major with pre-health physical therapy, and I'm on the men's basketball team.
My name is Connor Lewis. I'm a senior and I run track and field.
My name is Jack Balcom. I'm a senior on the men's lacrosse team, and I'm a mass communications major.
My name is Jackson Retzer. I'm a junior, and I play on the men's varsity soccer team.
My name is Maya Lipscomb. I'm a junior. I'm a dual major in business economics and sports management, and I'm on the women's tennis and track team.
What is the worst injury you ever received, and how did it affect you moving forward?
The worst injury I've ever received playing sports was I broke my foot my sophomore year of high school. That required surgery, and I was out 2 to 3 months in the off season.
Worst injury I ever had was tearing my ACL. Moving forward, this really affected me because I knew as soon as it happened, like my season was over.
Well, in high school, I tore my ACL, but more recently, I had a grade 3 ankle sprain, and I ended up needing surgery, and it's about 9 months from the sprain, and I'm still going through rehab and making it stronger and on the road to full recovery.
The worst injury I've ever received was my sophomore year of high school, and I was out with a bunch of different injuries, knee injuries and stress fractures, and so I was out for pretty much the entire year, and that was really a turning point in my life because I was going to physical therapy 2 or 3 times a week. And that experience is what really put me on this track towards physical therapy, and it taught me how to be a smarter athlete. It taught me how to take care of myself and just every way to speed up the recovery process and the prevention of injury.
The worst injury I received is I had a herniated disc in my back, my L5, and it definitely affected me a lot because it took me away from doing what I really wanted to do, and I felt like I wasn't able to contribute to my team.
The worst injury I received is an MCL strain and a meniscus tear, and that's currently this season. So to make sure that the season keeps going well and that I can keep playing, I'm constantly in there biking and stemming and heating before practice and icing after to make sure that my knees can make it through the rest of the year.
I've been lucky enough where I haven't had any, really devastating or drastic injury. A lot of time it's been a lot of pulls, strains, or, things along those lines. For me, it affected me more the fact that it made me a little more precautious about what I, did off the field, whether it be lifting, running, all that kind of stuff. And it made me look more into how I should, treat myself off the field and what on the field I can, change my style of play that would not let me get injured.
My worst injury was right before I came to college, actually. I dislocated my kneecap, sent me back about 6 months, and it still lingered on after that. It took about a year to recover fully from it.
The worst injury I've ever received has anything to do with basketball. During my senior year, at the very end before I went to college, I actually got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So that has been a big change in my life athletically. So just, again, eating right and just taking different steps to ensure that my health is correct with my diabetes is the biggest injury I can say I've had.
Out of the 9 athletes that we interviewed, only one of them spoke about how his coach responded negatively to his injury. However, almost every athlete said that it did affect either the way that they played or the way that they prepared moving forward from the injury. What steps do you take to ensure a long, healthy season?
That really starts with everything that you're doing in your day-to-day life. So, proper hydration is a big part of it. Proper nutrition. Make sure you're getting that balance in. Sleep is probably one of the most neglected things in college athletes. All those things play a big role. And then on top of that, making sure you're cooling down properly after a workout. and you're stretching or rolling out before bed when you wake up, and just letting that become a part of your routine, because doing it every once in a while is fine, it's great, but if you can do it every day, then that's really when you're going to get some good effects.
Lynn H. Johnson and Douglas Carroll published a report of their findings, which concluded that there was a lot of fear and hesitation during the re-entry period into sports after enduring a sports-related injury. Many athletes address this by adding an extra step to their preparation before and after competition.
Oh, in the crease now. A lot of action.
So when you got hurt, what was your coach's reaction?
My coach's reaction when he found out that I had an injury in both of my knees was he wasn't too pleased, but he's just making sure that I can get through the season safely and not hurt it any worse than it already is. But he does want me to keep playing as long as physically possible.
My coach's reaction to me getting hurt, he assumed that I was faking it and I was just trying to get out of winter practices.
Were you ever expected to return to play before you were fully healed? And if so, what was your result?
I wouldn't say that I was expected to return. I know that I had expectations for myself to return, and I know that everybody around me knew that it probably wasn't the best idea. And the result was that I did end up playing, and it didn't make it worse, but you could tell that I was definitely in pain, and I wouldn't choose that decision any differently, because as long as I was out there with my teammates, it just made me happy.
I was also expected to return to play well before I think I was ready, but I didn't end up doing this because I had parents who knew better and realized that I was still not recovered fully well, and I'm glad for this because it ended up not having long detrimental effects on my career.
A study done by Ashley Plummer found that teams with injury prevention and rehab programs had less injury and re-injury than programs that did not have them. When you first found out about your diagnosis, did it affect your identity as an athlete? Did you question it at all?
I really did. When I first got diagnosed after senior year of high school, I really was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to play sports in college because I didn't really know much about the disease. So I was really sitting there in the doctor's office. That was my first thought. He told me. I instantly, honestly started crying because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to play sports anymore, do the things that college kids were able to do, go out, have fun, hang out, but more importantly, just be create a family with a different family out of school, through a sports team. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to have that experience, and I'm happy I stuck through it and found a way because it's honestly one of a kind.
Not only is an athlete affected physically, they can have mental impacts from a physical injury. An athlete can sometimes find his or herself struggling to maintain their mental health because their athlete identity is taken away. Do you think you played more hesitantly or maybe modeled your game a little differently because of your injury?
At first, I definitely played more hesitantly because I didn't want to re-injure the muscle, and I used a lot of KT tape and rehabbed a lot. So it did give me some motivation to try and go back and play at 100%, but I definitely would say I came back starting at 80%.
I would say the first few times when I have had strains or pulls, it definitely makes me a little more cautious when I'm out there. But I wouldn't say I played more hesitantly. I play the way I play, whether I'm hurt or not. I would say that I am more precautious before I practice and do anything. That I'm at the level, I'm properly stretched, warmed up, everything like that before I go out, and that's definitely affected how I prepare for games, practices, lifts, anything like that to make sure that my body feels ready to do what I need to do.
Why did you choose to continue to participate in your sport, knowing that after an injury, your risk for re-injury is higher?
Basically, just for the love of the game, I didn't want to really stop playing because of fear of injuring myself again. I love playing too much, so.
Yeah, one more wide. Come on, Sabrina, go, go, go. To see them grow. Good, one touch. Serve it, serve it.
I chose to keep playing because I have a really strong passion for the game, and I had 1 year left. I wasn't going to end it like with an injured season.
Other than like checking your levels and making sure your blood sugar is in the right spot, do you think it makes you play any different?
No, honestly, I think it's honestly made me better. I've pushed myself harder than I probably ever have through high school. Just knowing that like I'm really stuck with this for the rest of my life. I don't want this disease to dictate me. I want to dictate it. So the days where I'm not feeling so well, it's honestly pushed me to go harder, keep going for longer than I probably should have, even at a healthy rate. But just making sure that I'm still doing good with my sport and keeping up with everything. So it's honestly probably made me better as an athlete.
My final question for you then will be, why D3?
Why D3 for me? It's because a lot of times when I was looking at schools, it was mostly academics, and I've been grateful with the opportunity to play Division III athletics. So for me, the fact that I'm able to participate at such a high level at D3 and still get an incredible education was what really kind of drew me to play Division III sports.
I chose to participate in my sport at this higher level because I love hockey with all my heart, and it's always been my dream to play college hockey. I understand that it's Division III and we don't get scholarships or anything, but just I play for the love of the game and wanting to continue my sport and be the best that I can at it at the level that I'm able.
D3 lets me focus more on my schoolwork than just sports, which I like, as well as I still have the same bond with my teammates that any D1 or D2 has, where they're still your family. So pretty much at a Division III level, I get the best of both worlds, where I get to focus on my schoolwork and I get the support there, but I also get the fact that softball is really high and I need to compete at the best that I could possibly be.
This is the only time in my life that I'm going to have this opportunity to be a part of a team like this. You have teams moving forward, but it's not quite like a varsity NCAA athletics team. And like I said, I love to compete. I love to do this. And it's just not an opportunity that I'm going to have to fully embrace really moving forward in my life with professional goals.
Being a part of a team is actually, it builds culture within themselves. And so I want to build myself up around other people as they're growing as well. So having other people around you while you're growing in an atmosphere and competing together really builds character. So
I am a D3 athlete, so I do participate in this for free. Like, what pushes me to continue to play this is my love of the game. Like, I love baseball. I always have. Growing up watching it, it's just a great game, and I just want to keep playing it as long as I possibly can.
D2 is just different. There's not a lot of politics in it. D2 and D1, you get a lot of politics. You get a lot of parents calling coaches or connections that might screw up your chance of playing. Or there's just a lot with D1 and D2. And I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not expecting to go to the NBA or anything like that. So being able to balance my academics and athletics is a big thing for me. So being D3, it does that.